Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today is a snow day, and I have a 12-year-old who I just had to kick out of my office so that I could do this video because he's whining about going and getting him something for breakfast. So, I mean, this kid, I have to get him back in school. Snow needs to melt. I mean, it's like having a second thing to do all the time. I'm spending money right at about the time I wake up every day with this kid. When he's in school, I can at least get a breather. The market, look, this is great. Folks, I've seen this before. We're with the news that's inbound at any moment, the imminent type things that are about to happen. Watch it when the market pulls back a little. I mean, it hasn't pulled back a lot, but when it pulls back a little bit, you can just feel, there's a tidal wave that is inbound. You can just feel it. Don't take my word for it. Just watch the things I show you in this video. This is Sean McBride, who used to work at Ripple. Somebody asked him when he thought the Ripple case would be dismissed, and I thought this was an interesting tweet. Within the week, the case should either be dismissed or settled. I know there are nuances involved with each option, which is why I think it will be settled versus dismissed. In my opinion, Ripple, Brad, and Chris are all owed compensation. There should also be some confidentiality with everything and everyone involved. A settlement offers a more detailed resolution versus a straight-up dismissal. Again, not an expert, but this is what I've derived. Ripple and company have literally flipped the script on the SEC. Speaking of the SEC, yesterday this amicus brief from Better Markets comes in. I told you Barney Fife / Gary Gensler had shot his last bullet when he filed one of the motions in the trying to continue the Ripple case on like one of his last days. Now, this amicus brief from Better Markets has come in, and their conclusion says, programmatic sales of Ripple's XRP token on secondary trading platforms are not securities under Howey, should be reversed. So who is Better Markets? Well, it'll become obvious to you because Cowboy X, who is the official cowboy of the Digital Asset Investor channel, put out 2 or 3 tweets on this. First, Gary Gensler spoke at Better Markets virtual conference 1 year ago, and they filed an amicus brief in support of the SEC today. That happened yesterday. Liz Warren loves Better Markets and their CEO. Dennis Kelleher and his team at Better Markets have consistently pushed for financial reform that will help protect the U.S. economy from another financial crash. So Elizabeth Warren loves these guys. I'm sure they donate to her, which is why they would be put up to do something like this. And Better Markets CEO is ex-Biden-Harris transition team. Does it all add up now? Finally, Anthony Scaramucci says something I agree with.
We have to call balls and strikes. It's probably not a great European analogy, but at the end of the day, I was there when President Trump gave this speech at the Bitcoin conference, and it was very, very clear if he won the election, things were going to change in the industry. And if you were on the side of the Democrats trying to support them, I was astonished at their reluctance to understand what was actually going on. And if somebody does write a history of this era, it'll be the era where Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler got together for some unknown reason. Some of us have some ideas about what they were doing, but they got together and they literally helped the Democrats lose the presidency, the House, and the Senate. And so it was very hard to communicate with them at that time what they were doing. But what I will say.
All right. That's hilarious that gets hung around Senator Warren, commie Senator Warren, and Gary Gensler's neck, and it is a fact. Now here is Kathy Wood talking about the new administration.
And I think what the new administration is doing is changing fear into optimism. And, with deregulation, I think that's...
Come on.
Highly underestimated how important deregulation is going to be to unleashing animal spirits. So we're pretty excited about this. And yes, our strategies are starting to break out. I don't know if it's momentum or not. We haven't changed what we're doing. We think these companies are going to transform the world. They're just now being recognized a little more now that risk appetite is picking up a bit. And I think
haven't even begun to see the XRP animal spirits. That sounds like a thumbnail. This is from Eric Trump, who, if you remember, Mark Yusko, he said in that video the other day that Eric Trump was behind the talk of XRP as a not being like the national bank. I don't remember how he said it. He said that XRP, I'll show you the clip again here in a second, and I'll show you his words. But he said Eric Trump was behind a lot of the conversations about XRP, ADA, Bitcoin, and all this stuff. He says, in my opinion, there's never been a better time to invest in the United States. Bet on our markets, on energy, on technology, and on crypto. Bet on the greatest nation on earth, a nation that has been freed from its constraints and shackles and now has limitless potential. No question Biden left a mess, but that mess will be corrected, and the next 4 years are going to be spectacular. Transformational wealth will be created, and I hope everybody enjoys the ride. Oh, I'll be here. Let me see if I can get that Yusko clip next so you can be reminded of what he said. I didn't even get the part because they didn't put it out when I was on the live stream with the Good Morning Crypto. This first part about XRP potential, the talk about XRP being in a strategic reserve, I didn't even see that part.
The one piece of legislation that is likely to happen, the other stuff, there's a lot of talk that they'll expand beyond just Bitcoin to now,
Why would it not?
XRP and Cardano and Hedera. And look, those founders have been buddying up to the administration and to Eric, and I think Eric's driving a lot of this, his son. So we'll see. But the case for the strategic Bitcoin reserve, because Bitcoin is digital gold, everything else has different roles. Something that could happen, I don't know if it'll happen the first 100 days, Abs, but there's some talk. This will make the XRP people really happy. There is some talk that XRP could be utilized and or ordered to be used for a central bank digital currency or as the base layer for national banking. I don't know if it'll happen or not, but that's one that if that does happen, that changes things. It's kind of...
Yeah, it changes things. And then here's Tom Emmer. If I can get it to play, let me hit the refresh on that one.
Greatest financial system markets here in the United States, in the world. We have an existing legacy two-tier banking system. It needs to come into the 21st century. The beauty of crypto to me is not just that it's crypto. One, it's going to help us if Congress does its job, if we put some parameters up, market structure, give people rules of the road so they know what they can and can't do and who's going to be having responsibility for oversight. We can protect the existing two-tier legacy system and allow it time to move into the 21st century. Mm-hmm. I think the key is, and this is what...
one way to protect the legacy system, because this is one of my little theories, if you just made crypto tax-free, it could tank the stock market. So what you would do is you would give a safe harbor period of time for the stock market and say, look, we're not going to do this yet, but we're going to phase it in. We're going to phase in no taxes on all of crypto. And all you have to do is spend the next 2 years tokenizing all your bonds, or 5 years probably is what they would need. You've got 5 years to tokenize your bonds and your stocks that are in the stock market, thus making them crypto and tax-free. So in other words, all of it's tax-free. but 5 years from now, we'll tax the stock market if it's not tokenized. That'd be one way of doing it.
Why the central bankers are so worried. This is so disruptive and potentially destructive that they're scared to death. It's not just losing their power. They're afraid that this decentralization is going to somehow send finance back to the Stone
I suppose they're
Ages.
also
Ha ha. Enjoy the ride. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says he wants the SEC to approve the tokenization of bonds and stocks. And here I said, by the time the world truly understands what all we crazy XR people have known for years, we'll be watching them scramble from our perch in the top 1% of the world's wealth. I fully believe that.
But crypto is going to play a big role. The digitization of currency, digitization of everything we're doing. I'm a big believer in this. Is one thing that will change Bloomberg even. I believe we're going to be in the cutting edge of tokenizing bonds and stocks. And we have the technology now. The fact that we are now moving forward in tokenization every bond and stock is crazy.
These people aren't stupid. They're watching the Solana congestion when the Trump token's released. XRP doesn't get congested. XLM does not get congested. They've been there from the beginning.
We should be moving towards that frontier. Obviously, there's winners and losers and all that, but we need to be prepared for the tokenization. And it would democratize more finance if we tokenize bonds and stocks.
Okay. Check this out from Paul Barron.
Here's the list of all Ripple.
And before you listen to this, XRP, the sleeping giant, this is what I said, that has been sued, shorted with inside government information, come after by 80% of crypto for years, ignored by the mainstream media, and lied about 24/7. This sleeping giant is hungry after battle. Turnabout is fair play.
Here's the list of all Ripple partnerships. You can, of course, see all these different. Man, this is this is crazy. But these are all.
Yeah,
there's
crazy.
SBI Holdings right there. Just bank after bank after bank after bank. I mean, there it is, guys. This is probably just what is in, the coffer right now versus the deals that they're probably working today to start to execute this even more. So is this a sleeping giant that could be waiting for an explosion?
You better believe it is. Now, let's go in DAIXRP.com. I'm going to give you one of my theories. I'll give you two of my theories about what's potentially coming. I could be wrong, but I'm usually right. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Away we go.